Hi there, grade 5 and 6 boys and girls. It's time to take another exciting journey through the maze of words. Are you ready to learn more words and understand better how to use them? Well, I'm Ms. Shamsuddin, and today we're going to be learning our words as we journey in the sky. Can you think of any story or movie you would have watched in relation to flying? If you can, do you remember what words you came across that were used? Now, for any story based on flying, there has to be the use of appropriate words so that the reader can connect to the story being told and understand the experience. Now, we know that when we talk about flying, we can be referring to a bird. Isn't that so? Because birds fly. Or someone taking a trip in an airplane or a helicopter ride. Regardless of which, both of these travel through air. So, using certain words to talk about or describe anything related to the airplane or the helicopter or even the birds or insects would not give a true picture. For example, let's say, can we talk about the wings of a boat? No, we can't. What we can for an airplane, or we can also talk about the wings of the bird. So let's look at some words associated with flying. Birds. What are birds? Birds are vertebrates that is characterized by feathers, wings, a hard beak, and some with the ability to fly. Air. The invisible gaseous substance surrounding the earth. Flying, the act of operating or controlling an aircraft in the air. Aircraft, a vehicle that can fly, example, an airplane or helicopter. The airplane is a vehicle that travels by air. It has wings and is powered by a propeller. Aviation, the practice of flying planes. Helicopter, an aircraft without wings that obtains its lift from the rotation of overhead blades. Insects, they are small air-breathing arthropods. Overflight, a flight by an aircraft over a particular area, which is usually a foreign area. Gliding, the activity of flying a glider. Navigation, the process of finding out the position and following a specific route. Lift, the act of rising something off the ground. Autopilot, a navigational device that automatically keeps ships or planes or any spacecraft on a steady course. Takeoff, a departure, especially of planes, crew, the men and women who man or manage vehicles such as the aircraft. Co-pilot, a relief pilot on an airplane. So the co-pilot supports the pilot. Aeronautics. This is the theory and practice of navigation through air and space. Arrival, the act of arriving at a certain place. It means that you would have reached your destination. Altimeter, an instrument used to determine the altitude attained by an aircraft. An altitude deals with height. Departure, the act of departing or leaving. Runway, the area where a plane drives before lifting off the ground. Seatbelt, the safety gear used when traveling in the air. Terminal, the station where transport vehicles load and offload passengers and goods. And that would go for the airplane as well. Airline, a commercial enterprise that provides scheduled flights for passengers. So the airline is who we book our flights with when we need to take a trip. Now, can you remember the story Adam's First Flight? I'm sure that you could identify words that came in that story. Those words would have been used since the story was about Adam's first trip with his uncle, who was a pilot. Remember in the story, Adam's uncle referred to him as his co-pilot. He meant that Adam was there to give him help and support if he needed. They would have also spoken about arrival and departure. I'm sure that you can remember the story. If you can't, you can always go back to your Rainbow Reader and read the story again, or you can go to our YouTube channel and you can review that story. Now let's recap some of the words that are associated with flying. Bird, air, flying, wings, aircraft, aviation, altimeter, insect, departure, airway, seatbelt, autopilot, airline, crew, helicopter, arrival, runway, pilot, terminal, co-pilot, and lift. Remember, when talking about a particular topic, you want to ensure that the most appropriate or relevant words are used. You can look for stories based on flying or anything to do with airplanes, helicopters, or even birds in flight and read to see how the words are used and if there are additional words that we would not have found out today in our lesson. So that's all for this session. I'm Miss Shamsuddin saying so long for now.